Hey, what's going on, everyone? Dominic the Primetime Treasure Hunter here. In this video, I'm going to go over a big mistake that I see a lot of people making that is costing them a lot of money on eBay. And I'm going to take you through this by going through an example. I see this happen time and time again, but this is just the most recent example. I'm going to share my screen with you. I'm going to share with you an item that I recently just listed. This here, as you can see, is a desert reversible habitat carpet. It's used for reptiles and amphibians, particularly useful for bearded dragons. That's actually how I came across this. Somebody was throwing out a bearded dragon terrarium, and this was one of the items that was inside, new in box, including a lot of other items that were being discarded with the tank. So the tank was cracked, but I just figured there's nothing wrong with the stuff inside of it. So I just grabbed this item and a bunch of other stuff and just, been listing it. So I have zero cost of goods into this. So I'm doing my research, though, to still see what would be a good price point for this. And so I go to eBay and go to the advanced section right here, and I type in reversible habitat carpet because that's what this is. And when I do that, I'll backtrack one page for you. What you can see here is that this item did not sell. This is a completed sold search. And so if it's sold, it would show up in green. This is on desktop. And so you could see as black, that means it didn't sell. Now, a couple of reasons why this could be a problem and cost money for you. Well, first of all, number one, you can think when doing your comps research, if you come across this and you're deciding, should I pick this up or not? And you might say, nah, I shouldn't pick it up because it didn't sell. It's not a good item. That may not be the case. You have to think it through another level. Don't just look at your comps and say it didn't sell, that means it's not good. You have to go another level or two into it and say, wait a minute, why didn't it sell? Is there another reason besides that maybe it's not a desirable item? Well, one thing that this person did, as you can see, I'm going to click on the listing, bring it up. And this, I actually didn't mean to make this next part I'm going to tell you as part of the video, but I might as well just mention it because it's another mistake I see, is that this person listed this item initially as an auction. Okay, this is not the type of item. Let me make it even bigger. This is not the type of item that you want to auction because it's not a highly desirable item, and it's also not something that's in super high demand. Okay, so that's number one. That's one reason why this item might not have sold, is because the person used a format to try to sell this that's not great, and then they had a price of total of $20 on it. So someone may have thought that that was too high. That's one reason. Number two, look at the seller. Okay, this seller has only sold one thing. So you have to look at that too. Take that into consideration and say, is that possibly a reason why somebody didn't buy it? If you're a seller who has lots of positive feedback, you're well established on eBay, you could safely assume that a buyer is going to have more confidence in you compared to somebody who has one sale or zero sales or no sales and a low feedback record. So that's another thing you have to factor into it. But the main thing, and the main thing I want to tell you about in this video, is the biggest problem here is the keywords, okay? Or I should say lack of them. First of all, as I showed you over here, this is called a desert reversible habitat carpet. So the person only used the biggest words there because you can see desert's a little bit smaller, and just put in that it's a reversible habitat carpet. That's it. But here's the problem. What if you have a bearded dragon, you need a carpet, you're a buyer, you're searching, and you say, well, you know what? I need a bearded dragon carpet. So you type that in. Well, guess what? Look at this. That person's item is not showing up at all. It's just not there. Okay. Well, what if you say, okay, now this is somebody else's that showed up, and I'm going to show you whose that is in just a moment. Okay. But this one over here, let's say I typed in reversible reptile carpet, doesn't show up. That person's here, who I showed you, that one's not showing up. Someone else's is showing up, but not that person's. Okay, so what listing is this? Well, it's this one right over here. Okay, this one right here is my listing. You can see there, Primetime Treasure right there. That's mine, okay? I listed it and literally sold it within a couple of hours. It only had like 15 views on it before, there you go, 15 views before it sold. Why? Another ching just went off. Why is that? Here's the reason. Look at all of this, okay? I didn't just put in that it's a reversible habitat carpet. I put in that it's a reversible desert habitat carpet for reptiles, lizards, bearded dragons, and I also mentioned that this is something that comes from a terrarium. So I've got everything covered in there that I really need in terms of my main keywords. Now, I do like often to put the company name in there if I can, but the fact is Thrive is not a big popular name that people are really looking for. So it's not a big deal to, you have to weigh sometimes if you have to make decisions. Okay, what term should I put in or not? What's the chances someone's going to type in Thrive when they're looking for the carpet? They're probably not. So you're safe just putting that in your item specifics, and you could see that I have that over there. So this would have been a mistake if I would have went, just back over here from doing my completed sold research and saw this and assumed, you know what, this doesn't sell, it's not worth putting it up. Well, there you go, put it up for what did I put up for? $14.99, and I think I took a best offer on it. I think I took like $12.50 or something like that on it. It's a light first class item, so again, I had no cost of goods in it, and it was fine. It was a fine sale, especially when you have zero cost of goods. So but that's the point, is that you've got to make sure that you're getting your keywords in there. Another mistake with regards to keywords: do not do things like putting in wow, look at this, the look with the two @ symbols for the two O's, amazing, free shipping. You do not have to state free shipping, because if you do free shipping, there's an option where if that's something they really, really want, they're really interested in free shipping, they could easily go to eBay and sort out the items through free shipping. So don't put that type of stuff in. Don't put in things that are not key search terms. Now, I didn't have another, big search term I need to put in there. So I put, 4 in there. But, sometimes if you have another keyword that you could fit in there, don't worry about the FOR. Just take that out and just have everything loaded with, search terms and keywords. Don't worry about making a perfect sentence. You do not need to do that. The keywords are what counts and what is going to draw somebody into your item. If you go through my eBay store, look through all the items, you are going to see that I just load things up with keywords, just constantly. I mean, you've got that space, so you might as well make the best use of it that you can. So the only time I would really leave any space there is if I really felt, okay, I've exhausted everything. I've used all the keywords I could possibly use. And so, maybe there's 5 characters left and I'll leave that blank. But beyond that, I mean, really, you've got to load them up. So make sure you're not just loading it up with garbage. You're loading it up with stuff that is going to draw people to you. Remember, it's very competitive. You don't want to be like that person did. That person did not make that sale because of several mistakes. But I think the biggest mistake there was a lack of good keywords on there. So that's the main point of the video, folks. And I hope that you find it helpful. If that's something you need to work on, make sure that you focus on that and go through your listings. Go through your existing listings after you watch this and beef them up with the keywords, okay? That's real important. So if you like the video, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Really trying to get the subscriber count up. I was just mentioning recently, only 50% of people watching these videos are subscribed. You could make it in your settings so that you don't get a whole bunch of like annoying messages, like if that's something you're worried about. So you could set up your notifications that way. Yeah, subscribing and commenting on the video also helps give it traction. So I love looking at your comments, questions, and responding to those. So hope you enjoyed it, folks. I'll see you back in the next video, everyone. Take care.